Lynn Gunn is on the edge. The edge of what exactly has shifted over the past few years, but right now, rest assured, it's mostly just the precipice of her band's sophomore album, a potential breakout release for the Massachusetts-bred goth rock trio PVRIS. The vocalist-guitarist has seen her life seesaw between euphoria and complete numbness, and though 2014's White Noise took her on a trip, tours with Muse and Fall Out Boy, U.S. album sales nearing 90,000 copies, it wasn't until several weeks ago that a well-earned cry for help finally brought her clarity. But to tell that story, we must travel back further, to the first time PVRIS, and its frontperson, truly left their comfort zone. I really enjoyed the letter you wrote for Billboard's Pride Month, about how you first came out to your parents by leaving a letter under their pillow before you left on your first tour. What made you want to do it that way? Lynn Gunn: I had just started dating my first girlfriend. I was so wrapped up in that and so in love. It genuinely made me so happy and I felt so free from it. All of my friends knew and my family didn't know at the time, and everybody had just been so supportive and so loving that I was like, F it, I need to be fully free, and my parents need to know. I was just so happy to be with this person and really just wanted to share that with everybody and have my family on board, but I just didn't know how to verbalize it in person. I would always try to bring it up and I would just completely choke. My girlfriend at the time had told me one of her friends had written her parents a letter, and that was the way they went about it. Looking back now, I really wish I had told them in person, but yeah, I literally wrote a letter and left for my first tour ever, so it was like two of the most liberating and freeing things to be happening at the same time, leaving for the first time and also dropping this huge bomb on them. It was the ultimate freedom and liberation when I did that. What was it like waiting for your parents' response? It was nerve-wracking. I remember driving off, and I'd kissed my mom goodbye and I was like, hey, I left you something under your pillow and I would really like for you to read it, and she was all excited. She probably thought it was a present or something. I just remember sitting in the back of the van, putting my headphones in, and I feeling like I was going to be sick. My brother knew at this point because I had confided in him a while back about it. He was home because it was around the holidays, and I was texting him like, did mom read it yet? What's going on? And he was like, no, she hasn't. Eventually, when she did read it, he was like, I'm not going to lie. She's really upset right now. But her reasons for being upset were totally unrelated to the actual situation. She was more concerned about not what our immediate family would think, but what our grandmother would think, and the fact that I left my mom to tell my dad. But she's been super supportive ever since. Through all of my family, it's been amazing, so it was just that initial jump off that was a little scary and a little rocky at first. And you were like 18 or 19 then? Yeah, I was 18, only 18. My parents were already stressed because at this point I had told them that I didn't want to go to school and this was my first year off from school and not getting an education, and I was just working full-time and really pursuing things with the band, and nothing was really lined up for us at that point and nothing looked very promising, so I think they were worrying about that in general, like, now our daughter is gay, awesome. Laughs. So you had come out to your friends more gradually, or just more naturally before you had talked to your parents? I actually don't even fully remember how I had come out to my friends. By that time I had a girlfriend and I was like, hey, I'm gay, guys, and everybody already kind of knew and was super supportive about it. I don't even remember how it happened. I would just tell them about girls I was interested in and if I thought a girl was cute. And this was your first girlfriend that you came out to your parents around? Yeah? Was that a long relationship? When you went on tour, how did that work out? That was the longest relationship I have been in. It was about 2 years, which isn't long in retrospective, but for me at this point in time, it was definitely long. We definitely went through a lot together, going from not being on the road all the time and not being long distance to me just touring constantly, and it just wasn't working out anymore. We are both on really good terms with each other and are civil, so there's no bad blood. For the record, how exactly do you identify? Gay, I guess, lesbian. I feel weird saying the word lesbian. It sounds like a weird island somewhere. Laughs. Yeah, I just identify as gay, basically. I love women so much and I have yet to feel that way towards a man, basically, so that's where I'm at. Playing with PVRIS, you've seen proposals and coming outs, right? Yeah, it's been nuts. We've seen a few proposals in line for our meet and greets, and also just people coming out. For example, there was one girl standing in line with her mom. We were about to do a photo for a meet and greet and this girl had a paper that she had folded up and kept hidden. She pulled me aside and she opened it up, and I think it read like, "Mom, I'm gay," or something like that. She showed me and I was like, "Are you sure this is going to be cool? Like this is how you're doing it?" She was like, "Yeah, my mom knows. It's totally fine," and I was like very confused at the situation, and so we took the picture and her mom was, like, standing by our photographer and was watching us take the photo, and right when they flashed it, she took the paper out and her mom was just like, "This is how you're going to tell me?" It was the sweetest thing. Her mom was just so supportive. She gave her a big hug and was like, "I love you so much." It was the